quite too hard, Scott. You're alive now. I just
Yeah.
You're alive now. I just why if we're live, I can't see. Oh, now I can see this. You're alive now. Ah! What the hell is that? Ah! Okay. This camera's too close.
I don't think it's on my end.
It's live. I can hear you. The episode's going on right now on the website. So you actually have to press play sometimes. Okay. The VGRT Gaming Podcast, episode 758, recorded on July 17th, 2025.
Hello, and welcome to the 758th edition of the TD Gaming Podcast and 591st episode of Video Game Roundtable. I'm TJ Denzer.
I'm Scott Dirk.
I am Jonah Falcon.
The VGRT Gaming Podcast focuses on game news from around the industry.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, TJ. Have you been playing System Shock 2 yet?
No, I have been buried deep in the Death Stranding 2 mines.
So here's the thing I'm rediscovering about System Shock 2 since I've played it since 1998. Halfway through the game, I just say, screw it. It's time. Because it is a lot like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, in which you say, no, I'm tired. I'm just going to cheat now. Because even though the design of the levels are great, you run out of nanites, you run out of things. And here's the thing. It makes the one mistake that role-playing games should never make, and that is you made the build wrong.
Yeah, I dislike that kind of concept. I've seen that people will comment on it when they're playing a new RPG. What build do I do so I don't get a bad build in the end? And I think all RPGs should not be designed that way. They should all have good builds that will allow you to complete the game.
There's no such thing as a bad build in Mass Effect.
Right.
There
was absolutely such thing as a bad build in Fallout 2. I remember how many times I had to restart that game just because if you didn't have either unarmed combat or melee combat or medicine or lockpicking right out of the gate, then you were just so screwed in that first area for hours.
This is the worst thing though. System Shock 2, you go along and you think you have a decent build. And then halfway through or 2/3 ways through, you say, oh shit, I don't. I don't. And now it's going to be a slog because I can't find ammo and I can't find nanites and I can't find this and I can't find that. So this is why at some point in the game, I just say, whatever, I'm God moding this. But I will say this though, playing it reminds me of how good it is in certain ways. As a matter of fact, all the passcodes that you have are the same no matter what build through. So one of the things is that when you're in the first level, it's all a big tutorial on the Von Braun, but you can actually access the elevator right away by typing in the code and moving on. But you shouldn't, because then you'll be really screwed because you haven't built yourself up. But you can, because the other thing is that System Shock 2 has the best backtracking of any RPG. Usually in an RPG, when you have to backtrack to earlier areas, it's like, oh, crap, I have to backtrack. In System Shock, backtracking is a part of the game, and you don't mind it at all. It's sort of like, I have to do this.
That seems to be also another bad word with a lot of RPG players. I don't mind going back to a place, especially if there's if the characters have updated things to say or just there's something.
But that's just it. Anytime you backtrack, it makes sense within the game because you're on a ship. So you might have to go to engineering. Later in the game, you have to go back to engineering for obvious reasons, right?
Right.
So that's how it works. I haven't even gotten to the body of the many yet, which is a total nightmare. I've never completed a game once I got into body of the many. It's Like, oh my god, it's like Zen in Half-Life 2. Not Half-Life. I mean, the original Half-Life. It's like Zen in the original Half-Life. It's But here's the thing: is that it's a remake, and everybody's waiting for a remaster. I mean, it's a remaster. Everybody's waiting for a remake, in which they do what they did with System Shock 1. By the way, System Shock 3, which was now 7 years ago, and it's having the same problems as Bloodlines 2. They keep on changing the developer. No one knows when it's ever going to come out. So I'm officially considering it dead, even better than Bloodlines 2.
Fair enough.
So, what have you been playing, TJ?
I have been playing mostly and entirely Death Stranding 2. I know it's been a bit since reviews came out for that game, but there was a lot of things that were happening in my schedule that made it impossible for me to, and restrictions with the embargo that made it pretty much impossible for me to launch a review at the embargo. One of those things was that I'm just going to say it. They wanted us to complete the game and roll credits on it. And that was a long journey. And I mean, like, by the time I was done with the game, and granted, once I wasn't going to hit review embargo, I started to like kind of, just like stretch my legs and explore the space and stop beelining for the end.
Yeah, I saw some video of combat and I said, "Oh, it's 100% less ass now."
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I feel like that can be said a lot about a lot of the game. Like, it feels like a meaningful improvement over most of what was good in the first game. And even the things that sucked in the first game, like, the second game does a good job of answering for them. There are some stupid things still, like, if you're driving off a road in this world and you hit the smallest rock and, like, you'll just see your vehicle stop dead. And every box in your vehicle will just flash red, and you know that, like, it got damaged enough that it's not going to get you the full credit when you get there. I hate that. I hate that so much.
In the first Death Stranding to have towers of boxes and have them all still perfect.
But you have so many options in this game that, like, there is so much emergent gameplay. There's so many opportunities to just try your own thing or do it your own way. And the story isn't half bad this time either. I'm going to say this. I'm not, like, on the juice with Hideo Kojima. I think he's a little hacky. I think that this game is a better version of his writing that we haven't seen in a while.
Perhaps he spent more time programming and less time writing.
It's like, okay, for one thing, right out of the gate, I'm going to say this. Death Stranding 2 is the least horny Hideo Kojima game I've ever played.
What? You mean there's no sniper who sticks her ass out at the camera?
If anything, like, some of the guys are sluttier in this game than the gals.
No, hold on. Hideo Kojima has always had slutty guys. Okay?
Oh, yeah. But, like, he's always had, like, way slutty gals in it.
Solid Snake's ass at the camera every chance they get.
Mm-hmm. And, like, I don't know. I just, all around the board, this was, like, the least sexy Hideo Kojima game I've ever played. Which is fine. Because it still does that thing in, like, a couple spots where he just inserts this weird tension. Like, it breaks the moment. Like, with a silly thing or just, like, an outlandish thing. And I kind of hate that, too. But generally speaking, like, Death Stranding 2, like, it's a good adventure with compelling characters and a good drive to the story.
I think the first game was a metaphor that it was shooting for with penises and all that stuff, and he just lost the metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was supposed to be a metaphor for something, and he forgot what the metaphor was.
Yeah, and the second one, like, 1 hour in, you have a hook in you that, like, will drive you for the rest of the game. I'm serious. And I feel like that's important for this, because the first one did kind of feel like meandering. Sam is phobic of contact with other people, and he was, like, deep in that in the first game. So, like, he was nothing more than a bunch of grunts, and most of the people that he interacted with were, like, either over telecoms or somewhere else. And, like, it was a very lonely game. Death Stranding 2 has camaraderie that I enjoy.
But you see, that's the one thing I liked about the first game was the loneliness. That it was you out in this nowhere land with only these people attacking you, and that's it.
Yeah, and like you still do that in Death Stranding too. It's just that like at any given time, you've got people that have your back if you need them, and I like that. I like that sort of like where the first game was entirely isolationist, entirely lonely. Even though you're connecting people, it was still very lonely. I like that as you go through this game, you build something that is like meaningful, not just in the world where you like doing things for these people and connecting them, but like Sam kind of grows a family in Death Stranding too. And I'll leave it at that because I don't want to give anything.
We already know that the fetus is no longer a fetus,
right?
That they've already shown in clips. So.
Yeah, and I can't say much more on that without like spoiling some very, very important early game stuff. So, but I will say that if it's just a good open world game, if you want a good open world adventure with a strong story, I think Death Stranding 2 is great.
How about you, Scott? What have you been playing?
I've been finishing up Final Fantasy V, the Pixel remaster, and I've been enjoying that.
On what platform? PC? Or what platform?
Oh, Steam.
Yeah. We're gonna move on. Insomniac shares a casual Spider-Man post, and fans assume an Xbox port. And I think it may indicate that as well. Because here's the thing. One thing, they already have Hellblade 2. But there's a lot of talk about Sony games coming to the Switch too.
Mm-hmm.
And not just those Lego games. What was it? Lego, not Journey to the West. Oh, god damn it. Well, you know what the game I'm talking about. One with robot dinosaurs.
Exoprimal?
What? No!
Horizon,
Sony-
Dawn Horizon.
Oh, sorry.
The Lego version of what's it called? Of Horizon, and they already announced it's going to be on Switch. So, I think that they're going to go multi-platform because Sony's always reluctant to do things until other people start forcing them to do it. Like Sony never wanted to post on Steam, ever, but Microsoft was making gobs of money putting games on Steam. So I said, okay, we want gobs of money too. And now that Microsoft is becoming more and more, less, they're putting some of their older titles on third party. It's not like they didn't do it. The Ori games were big hits on the Wii. No, not the Wii, the Switch. No, they was on the Wii. Were the Ori games on the Wii? I think they were. I think the Ori games went to Wii. Oh, anyways, the Ori games were on Wii.
Right.
It's sort of like now Sony saying, oh my god, Microsoft's making gobs of money. We better put Hellblade 2 on the same day that Gears of War comes out.
Yeah. Wait, you mean Helldivers?
Helldivers, yeah. It's like we got
Yeah.
Helldivers 2 on Xbox the same day that Gears of War 2, Gears of War is coming on to Sony because they're going to siphon some of our multiplayer players, so we might as well do the same. And I don't know. They're two very different kind of multiplayer games. So I don't know if there's going to be that much of a siphoning off. It's more like complementary.
Yeah, like, well, the thing is that Gears, that's a finite experience as far as the campaign goes if you're just playing it for that. But of course, if they have the Horde mode, that's where it gets really fun.
But I'm just, it's like Halo, though. It's just level advancement, and people just have fun playing Halo over and over and over and over again. Yes, they have seasons, I know.
Yeah.
A good big team battle is always fun.
Yeah, I agree with that. But like, for my tastes, I like when I look at Gears of War and I think of like the opportunities that I have to play that with friends. I always think about Hornbone because like they're the originals for it, and I feel like meaningful upgrades to that mode are where Gears kind of shines. when they take their strengths in that particular mode and they apply them well and they improve upon what they have. Like I love horde mode. I think that Gears still is one of the best to do it.
Yeah, but regular old Gears multiplayer, just straight up death matching is a lot different than other games because it's sort of like tactical because these are not fast people. These are big hulking people with chainsaws who are plodding along, and it's like there's a reason why it's 3-on-3. You're not going to get 3-on-20 or so there is sort of a more like For Honor than it is most other multiplayer games. So it's sort of like it has a different feel to it as well.
You're right, because like for one, unless you're using a grenade on someone or a shotgun at point blank or a sniper rifle that you hit a headshot on, you will generally knock somebody before you kill them, and then you have to either get them in sight to shoot them more, or you got to run up on them and risk doing a chainsaw in melee range. And I think that's always been a fun dynamic of Gears, is like that idea that enemies don't always die. You got to get up on them and finish them off as fast as you can.
And people forget also, it's not only coming to Sony, it's coming to Steam as well. So that's going to be a bit of a, push there too. Because there's going to be a lot of players on Steam who played it on the Xbox and would rather play it on Steam.
Yeah. But I think if they make a meaningful and good addition to Horde mode, I think that's like the best way that they can compete with Helldivers for longevity. I think Gears players that love Gears will probably jump into this again because like that's a great story.
Well, yeah, it's 20 years. I mean, people are still playing Gears now, so it has to have some sort of longevity.
Mm-hmm. And I just think that like if they do a good job, if they nail it on Horde mode, I think that's how they stay in the game with Helldivers like well after release.
And let's face it, there are Xbox players who went to the PlayStation. They'll be ecstatic to play Gears on the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. I'm ecstatic.
Like Xbox played it on the Xbox 360. I'm playing it on the PS5.
Yeah, I am actually excited for that because like me and Sam are going to play the game probably when it comes out together.
Yeah. But anyways, getting back to I played Spider-Man on my Epic account, and it's funny because since I use an Xbox controller, I have the Xbox symbols on the the AXBY, the familiar colors. So it feels like I'm already playing it on Xbox, even though it's Epic.
Oh, good. They have like the Xbox. You mean they have the gamepad notation for Xbox in the game?
They already have it. They've had it for the past few years.
That's good.
It's not exactly a stretch for them. So they still have it. But it always felt like I was playing it on the Xbox when I was playing on Steam. And if I streamed it, it's sort of like, how are you playing it on Xbox?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I can see it coming. Spider-Man is how old now? It's like 10 years old, isn't it?
It's been a minute. I think that came out in 2017, 2018.
Let's see. Came out. What? No, not that one. Oh, that's the PlayStation 1 version. Shit.
The Tobey Maguire one.
PlayStation 1 version came out in 2018.
2018. Got it.
So it's 7 years now and counting.
Yeah.
And they already. I think they put it back on PlayStation Plus. I'm not sure. So if they can get Xbox players to pay $70 for it,
yeah.
Minecraft is getting the Lava Chicken song, Scott.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a new record coming. I think you have to kill a chicken, or
you have to ride a chicken and kill a baby.
You can't ride the chicken. You have to kill the zombie jockey. Yeah, you have to kill it in a certain order to get the record.
The chicken jockey?
Yeah, the chicken jockey. Usually I call it the baby zombie because that's the thing that's trying to kill you, is the baby zombie on a chicken.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the song came from the movie.
Yeah.
Chicken jockey is all I know about that movie. That's literally the one thing.
Did you see the movie, Scott?
I have not seen the movie, no.
Yeah. Here's the thing. From what I understand, people who enjoy Minecraft are not going to feel offended by it. They're just going to say, "Oh, it's Jack Black." Okay.
I respect the hustle that he actually like confined himself and just immersed himself in that game for months on end.
Yeah, you gotta respect that, the dedication to the craft and all that. And
Like I said, it's not a game that's gonna offend you like say Borderlands.
Mhm.
It also has Jack Black in it.
But it's also just complete nonsense and a bad script.
But Minecraft is one of those films, you're gonna see on Sunday mornings, the sort of film that you would see on Sunday mornings on on your local channel, and just watch it, or one of those movies on TNT. I might as well sit down and watch it. Yeah, it's silly, but you know what? Sometimes I need silly.
yeah,
But yeah, so are you gonna try and get the Lava Chicken song?
yeah. I mean, I like to collect the things like that in the game and have all the records and play them. And it seems a lot easier than getting some of the other ones where you have to have a charged creeper, blow up and get. Or no, I'm sorry, you gotta get. That's right. That's to get the freaking mob heads. I mean, to get like some of the records when you have a skeleton kill a creeper, and that's how you get like half the records in the game. There's others now where you have to get one from pieces in the ancient city to build the ancient city record, and then there's two that you find in the new.
Harder to get records in this than it is Bayonetta. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they have a lot of records now, and they've been adding them. Like almost every like other update or so gets a new record, and they'll have a new song attached to it. It's kind of fun.
Moving on, Grand Theft Auto 6 will earn $7.6 billion in 2 months. It will be the largest gaming release of all time. An investment firm predicts. I also predict that the sun will come up in the morning. Maybe I don't know the specific numbers, but I have the inkling that Grand Theft Auto 6 will be one of the biggest gaming releases of all time. As a matter of fact, a fully fixed Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming out before Grand Theft Auto 6. But yeah, are you looking forward to Grand Theft Auto 6?
I mean, I want to see gameplay. Like, so far up to this point, we've only seen cinematics, right? Like, only cinematics. I think it's
Like
been in engine at certain points, but
I'm gonna say something though. I'd rather that than have a game announcement like Perfect Dark and see nothing and then have it be canceled. I'd rather know nothing about it. We all know Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out anyway.
yeah, I know. But I want to see what the game plays like a little bit. I'm just curious. Like, what are they doing with this game that has been in development for many years at this point?
I mean, I expect it to play pretty much like the previous ones, so I'm not sure what would be different there.
The tech.
I kind of just want to see it in action and see like what it looks like with the graphics moving and with the player controlling, like assumedly a player controlling a space.
Here's the thing. Had the characters in Grand Theft Auto 5 not been such irredeemable shits, I would be still playing it. But I can't stand them, especially Trevor. So I'm hoping that we have better characters who I don't want to slap in the face every time they open their mouths.
Well, the implication is that they are better. It's a couple.
It's like a Bonnie and Clyde thing.
Yeah, it might be a Bonnie and Clyde thing. I'm interested because that is at least different than all the previous ones.
One thing I do hope is that they expand on the heist mode that was hinted at in Grand Theft Auto 5 and make it more full. Because it was half-assed in Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm not talking about Grand Theft Auto Online. I'm talking about Grand Theft Auto 5. It was half-assed. And I could see when, you could have done so much more with this heist mechanic. You have to pick out your crew members. They all have their own different individual stats and personalities, and they did almost nothing with it.
Yeah. It was like a good proof, like it was kind of a proof of concept, like because eventually they expanded it on Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. and those got better. But you're right. In the main game, in the main campaign, it was kind of like it promised a lot and it delivered a.
It's almost like they should do what the those It Takes Two games have been doing, where you have two players and you both kind of have a split screen on times, and you're both doing something. Because now you have this couple, and maybe you can have them both doing stuff at the same time, and it might make for interesting gameplay that way.
I agree. I think that would be kind of cool. Like
my big hot take of what Grand Theft Auto 6 will bring is that it'll be more of a one-to-one with New York. In that, you know how the boroughs of Liberty City are sort of scaled down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of scaled down a bit. I have a feeling that Grand Theft Auto 6 is not going to scale them down. It's going to be a one-to-one. Even if it's not going to be called Manhattan, even if it's called Liberty City, you're still going to have the same size, and it'll be the same, like if you play Spider-Man, you go straight from First Avenue to Fifth Avenue. They're both side by side. The equivalent would be having first, second, third, fourth, fifth, having the entire thing. I think they're going to have, and who knows, maybe they'll ditch the concept of Liberty City and say, fuck it, this is New York.
I will say this. That's one of the things I am excited about as far as Grand Theft Auto 6 goes. It's in Vice City, which is like the equivalent to or Miami, I think, is supposed to be the closest.
Oh, yeah.
I loved Vice City. That was my favorite one of that era of the games. So
I loved the 80s music during that game.
Yeah.
And a one-on-one on Miami, whatever. But I would like it if they just ditched these fictional cities and just called it Miami. Why not call it Miami? Why not call it New York? Why not call it LA and Compton and wherever, in San Francisco?
I think it gives them a little bit more liberty to
no one is fooled. Yeah. Well, the funniest thing is that people were complaining about Grand Theft Auto 5 was that they left out Staten Island, which they could have called Wu-Tang.
I will say this, though. The reason I'm happy for Vice City is I love the Miami Vice vibe. I love what they did with it in the original Vice City. And so to go back there in a modern time is kind of cool. I also dig that they're doing the sort of synth wave aesthetic for it. Okay. Because I love that wave.
Maybe they should cross it over with Hotline Miami and really get some there.
That would be dope. Especially if they got those the composers of those soundtracks, because the music in that game was awesome.
Anyways, by the way, for those watching, yeah, I'm sweating like a pig here.
It's a hot day in New York.
Wait, yeah, 90s. I don't have any AC. No. We're gonna move on to game news. Metaphor ReFantazio has sold 2 million units worldwide, and this comes from Eurogamer. Metaphor ReFantazio, Atlas's critically acclaimed RPG, has now sold 2 million units worldwide. It's become the developer's fastest selling game ever upon its release last October, selling over 1 million units on its first day of school sale. However, while Metaphor has sold 2 million units, last year's Persona 3 Reload sold also 2 million, and they both paled in comparison to Persona 5 Royale's 7.25 million, which tells me that a lot of people had that initial buy, but it didn't have the crossover appeal of Persona.
I think it needs to be given a bit more time, because Persona 5 was out for a very long time. And I don't... Do they just count Royal, or do they count the entirety of Persona 5?
No, just Royal.
Because Royal is an expansion on top of what the regular Persona 5 did.
It's a remaster. It's a remaster.
Right, but it's like a remaster. It's just it's the same game. It just adds a little bit more content to it and changes some things.
That's just it, though. The thing that we have to acknowledge, though, is Metaphor ReFantazio is a new IP, even though it was born from an existing IP and they just drifted over.
Right. And I think comparing Metaphor to Persona 3 Reload is, I think, a better comparison, because they've been out for a more similar amount of time. They really kind of hit it out of the park with Persona 5. And that's probably going to be their biggest seller for a long time. But I think over time, Metaphor ReFantazio will probably be their second best-selling game.
Well, here's the thing. As far as the franchise launch go, it's good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure whatever sequel comes out, it's going to sell much, much better.
Yeah.
Of course, they go with Shindo. Whatever Persona originally was, Shin Megami Tensei.
Yes.
So I do believe they're working on a new Shin Megami Tensei. Although, is it a remaster they're doing, or is it an actual new game? I know Persona 6 is on its way.
Yeah, I have to assume they're up to something because it feels like they're always working on something, and they will.
Well, they're working on Persona 6. We know that.
Atlas is so like tight-lipped and close to the chest when it comes to their stuff, though, and they're like almost Nintendo level when it comes to policing leaks.
And watch this. They surprised us all and just come out with Catherine 2.
That would be interesting.
Hey, I haven't played a good puzzle game in a long while. Come on.
It is a good puzzle game, too.
It's a frustrating puzzle game, but
yeah.
Although, you know what? I have never wanted to punch a main character in the face more than him.
Yeah, Vincent is a horrible guy.
It's just, what is your problem? Just go with Catherine with a C and just Catherine with a K and just leave it be. You really honestly think you're going to be able to have a long relationship with Catherine with a C? No.
But he's a dope. He's an idiot. He's a rube.
He's not
a giant cuck.
He's not an adult. He's what we call in the industry a total chode.
He is.
But I would like to see a Catherine 2 or whatever sequel they come up with it, because
it was a great concept. Like that puzzle, that block pushing climbing thing was awesome. I loved that.
And here's the thing. Atlas isn't afraid to make new IPs. And they always seem to launch their new IPs really well. Because as shitty as a person as Vincent is, there was a lot of... everybody liked Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
With a K. Not a C. Unless you were masturbating, then maybe Catherine with a C. But I did like... As shitty as Vincent is, I did like the way you had to discover the story, because you had to run around and talk to people. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't talk to them, they died.
Mm-hmm.
It punished you if you didn't talk to people.
Yeah, and like getting to the end of that game and getting to like the super hard unlimited mode, that was like, it was a good reward. It was a good reward for getting through that journey. Like I like the endless mode in Catherine.
Yeah, and it's the best game Suda 51 never made.
Yeah.
That game is so Suda 51, it's not even fun.
It truly is.
Imagine if you got Swery and Suda 51 to make it. Oh, wait, they did.
It's called Hotel Barcelona, and I think it's coming soon.
Wait, no. Wasn't there that other game that they both made together? God, Suda and Swery.
Was it?
It was Lord of the Ancients or something. I know they're working on hotels.
They've been working on Hotel Barcelona forever.
Premonition, I believe they made together.
Swery made Deadly Premonition, but I don't know that he.
No, Suda 51 was kicked off, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I mean, Hotel Barcelona is coming. So, I mean, hey, we all could use another slasher game. Wait, isn't Until Dawn 2 being developed?
They're making a live-action movie with.
I know they're making a movie, but I think they're also making a sequel.
I can't remember if I've seen anything new.
I know Supermassive is working on something, and it's not part of their series.
I'm curious. Let me find out. Directive 8020. It's a sci-fi thing.
Okay.
It's like I guess they're going kind of an alien route with this one.
Yeah. Okay, Scott. Next item.
Okay. Dragon's Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake has no Switch to upgrade. This is from Shack News.
Yeah, and this is TJ's article, so read it in TJ's voice now. Watch, TJ starts actually talking and say, "Oh, Scott, that's a brilliant imitation." Impersonation. Go ahead, Scott.
Okay. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake is set to arrive on the most platforms in October, giving us a fresh take on legendary RPGs, and that includes the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. However, there's a bit of a catch. The Switch 1 version of the game doesn't have an upgrade path to Switch 2 version if you upgrade your console later. So for now, players are expected to settle in with either the Switch or Switch 2 version for the foreseeable future. Uh, and this has been precedent with them in the past when they did that Dragon's Quest 11 and then 11 upgrade or not upgrade. It was
Yeah.
like full version, and you had to buy it again if you want this version.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't have to read the article any further. We can just talk about it. It's a good thing that this game didn't come out on the Switch 1 first, and then months later it comes on the Switch 2, and it's sort of like,
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened with Dragon's Quest 11, where they had like the final version months later, and we didn't know that was even coming or being a thing, and so it was kind of you don't even get a choice. At least here, they're telling you so you know, and you can make an informed choice on what one you want to get or how you want to go. If you want to get like on a different platform instead, even so, at this point, at least you know.
Huh.
wrote this one.
Like the only thing that kind of bugs me about it is like there's no way to take your progress or saves from the Switch 1 to Switch 2 version as well. That's the thing that like is weird to me. Like why not? And they say it's because like they're built as entirely different games per platform, but like
one bullshit.
And I could understand that if you're applying like Switch to PlayStation, but why Switch 1 to Switch 2?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about coding. If there actually is an issue here, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe
the way they talk about it, it's like they built an entirely different game on every single platform.
Yeah, and you also wrote that the difference between the two versions are just graphics.
Yeah,
performance. That's it.
So it perplexes me that like save data transfer is just a no-go, where that's kind of, I don't know, that's not an uncommon thing with a lot of other franchises. Am I crazy?
This is actually disincentivizing people from getting a Switch 2, because if you have a Switch and then you play Dragon Quest 1 and 2, you think, well, if I get a Switch 2, I'm going to have to pay for this game all over again.
Yeah, I've noticed that question comes up on a lot of different game Discord channels. People are coming in asking, does this have a Switch 2 upgrade? And I mean, I've seen a lot of that, especially with like Ayuden Chronicles and Sea of Stars, and I think some of them are more willing to have that Switch 2 upgrade, or like your game will play just fine either way.
If you go to the Xbox store, if you go to the PlayStation store, like the Xbox store, if there's an Xbox One and an Xbox SX version, they will split them. But if you have the Xbox SX and you have the Xbox One version, you can play it. There's nothing to it, and the saves will be there. And if you for whatever reason get an upgraded version, like the save files will work too. And I'm pretty sure the same. I don't know about if it's the same with the PlayStation. I mean, but if you get a PlayStation, oh boy, I actually can't say that, because now I'm thinking about Spider-Man and how's that entire kerfuffle about going from Spider-Man PS4 to Spider-Man PS5 and the problems there. So
I had to go back and have a look because I thought I was having deja vu, but I did write an article just yesterday that was like the polar opposite of this. Sonic Racing Crossworlds will feature an upgrade path from Switch to Switch 2. And it only costs $10. Like, they're charging for it. Like, if you want to upgrade your copy from the Switch to the Switch 2 version, you got to shell out $10 to, like, transfer it up to the next level. But, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, why can't Square Enix has been at this for as long as Sega has. Why can't they do the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, that actually, now that I think about it, you had to spend $10 to go from the PS4 version of Spider-Man to the PS5 version of Spider-Man.
Right.
The new edition of the Spider-Man, in which I don't know. I think PS5 had all the content with it.
Like, what are they putting in these games to make them? What is Square Enix doing under the hood of these games to make them so incompatible with every other platform?
I don't know if
It's NFTs.
or it could be Nintendo's
No.
architecture or whatever.
Now, if it was Nintendo, then what's the deal with the game you just mentioned? Then we get a $10 upgrade. No, this Nintendo has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, the fact that Sega can pull it off on the same thing in basically the same situation, where you will just be able to pay $10 and upgrade to the Switch 2 version. You'll have, and they even said you'll be able to bring your progress over, so like the stuff you've unlocked will still be unlocked. And that's where what I'm kind of getting at is like, what does Sega know that Square Enix doesn't?
How to force people to pay $70 for the same game?
I mean, maybe so.
I'm wondering if they don't have a lot of confidence in this game. That might be a factor. They may not have confidence in this game. I know Scott is probably drooling over this game as we speak because it is entirely his shit. But they say Square Enix may think a majority of people really don't care.
I'll be getting it on Steam, so I'm not too fussed about it.
But I'm just
and I mean, like, I'm kind of drooling over it too, because like Dragon Quest 1 is the one I think had the most potential because it was so rudimentary back in the day.
Yeah,
so that was the one I'm really excited to see like remade. And I don't know. I hope that's not the case. I hope they believe in these games because I want to believe in them.
I don't know what the sales were for Dragon Quest 3 3D or whatever it was, the game that was just released last year. And it could be that it didn't meet expectations.
No, it did. It went above their expectations. In fact, I know that for a fact that it sold better than they expected.
People will spend $70 extra when they upgrade to a Switch 2.
Oh, again, I got it on Steam, so I don't have to worry about this upgrade headache that other people have to deal with.
I'm now thinking about Switch 2 availability, and it's still not very available. And Nintendo has this thing of, well, if you can't buy a Switch, get a Switch 1. So I'm just wondering if that has something to do with it too. It's confusing, yes. I know.
It truly is.
Next item, go ahead, TJ.
Marvel Rivals is finally punishing Smurfs. From PC Gamer.
Not the blue.
There's been a serious Smurf infestation in Marvel Rivals for some time now. Players buy a new account with the intention of ranking it as high as possible. Even if players could pass Diamond, it meant that Bronze lobbies were full of people who shouldn't be there, resulting in poor Bronze players getting curb stomped on a regular basis.
Yeah, so have all these players with all this experience and all this skill, taking advantage of people who don't.
And most often is the case is that they've gone as far as they can in their current account, where they might be at like Diamond or Gold or even Celestial, and they can't win anymore. So they go back down to a new. Basically, they move to a new account just so they can finally start getting have the feeling of W's again and get that dopamine fix. But NetEase has been aware of this issue from day one. It'd be hard to avoid, as all the top streamers are or have been doing something like this since the beginning. What's up?
They're scumbags.
Yeah,
I'm disappointed to learn that Smurfs are some sort of online thing and not the actual Smurf cartoon.
Smurfs? Well, think of them as KO Smurfs.
Okay.
They're all brainy.
Yeah. But over the last few months, it seems as though there's been a dedicated push to discourage smurfing. Earlier this week, the Marvel Rivals streamer known as Otter got a penalty notice during a Spider-Man to Celestial run. The system has detected that you have recently been smurfing. We urge you to cease this behavior immediately. If you continue down this path, we will impose further penalties.
Wait a minute. Don't you just love the fact that the official announcement actually uses the colloquial term of smurfing?
Yeah.
They don't say, we notice you have recently been playing at lower levels on purpose. No, they say smurfing.
I also like how it's like a thinly veiled threat. Like, we urge you to cease this behavior. If you continue down this path, there will be consequences.
We will turn you.
The
Actually, what'd be fun is if you got penalized, your character turns into a literal Smurf with no weapon, and you're just running around as a Smurf.
That'd be a good punishment. And you have the strength of one.
I bet they would just start putting you into like a low LO queue with a bunch of people that usually quit the game.
Everybody's a Smurf level. Everybody's a Smurf, a little Smurf gun.
But the further penalties will likely just mean that.
Now I'm thinking about an Overwatch version of Smurfs. You know, everybody selects their Smurf, make their custom Smurf, give them a Smurf personality, and then they just fight each other with fantasy weapons.
I don't want that game because they would probably do something like make Brainy top tier, and that would be just the most annoying thing I could possibly imagine is listening to him all the time.
And of course, someone will make a patch to have a naked Smurfette.
Yeah. The further penalties will likely just mean a ban of varying lengths, or as one player found out, a season ban and a rank reset, which means they'll start over from scratch the next season. Making people who Smurf continue Smurfing, some think they should be forced into eternity matches and see how fun it is. A season ban is a good place to start, though. But the only problem with this penalty is that the player in question didn't actually do the crime. Banned until the end of the season for Smurfing, even though I'm a returning player who deranked due to inactivity. Oh, those are incompatible things. If your ranked system has a deranking system where you lose points if you don't keep playing, I hate that. That's stupid, and then you're putting people in this situation where like they get screwed then.
And shouldn't the system be able to detect that you haven't played?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That adds a little bit of a spin on this. But I am a returning player who has not played the game since season 1.0. I deranked from Celestial to Diamond to Gold to Silver. All things considered, Marvel Rivals ranked isn't in a great place right now. Smurfing is an annoying part of that, which fills lobbies with higher ranked players that beat you up and throw you away like yesterday's trash. It's also a lot more prevalent here than in other competitive games. There's two things that they could do to like not have this problem as much. The first is get rid of that stupid deranking system because that sucks and they shouldn't do that in the first place. Like if somebody is at that level, yeah, they're not, they might rust a little bit, but you shouldn't like take their rank away from them because they're not playing. That's stupid. And then the other thing they should do.
So not only are you deranked, but you can't play and re-rank because he's going to come back and he's going to be all the way at the bottom next, and then they're going to accuse him of smurfing again.
And the automatic system will tag him for smurfing and maybe ban him. But the other thing that they should do, if they really care and they really want to stop this, is they should do two-factor authentication and basically not let you use the same email or phone number for more than one account.
Or here's another solution. If they think you're smurfing, well then put it in a special, bronze area, which only has smurfers in it. So now you have people who are equal strength, all in bronze, fighting each other.
I have a theory about why they would never do the two-factor authentication idea that I put forth. And I think it's because then Marvel Rivals doesn't get to brag about how we had 15 million signups or 20 million signups or 25 million signups and growing, because those people are making secondary accounts to do the smurfing. And that bolsters their numbers as far as
create a
showing.
Smurf room. If you can detect that someone's smurfing, then put them in a smurf room and put them with all the other people who are smurfing. So now you have all these people who have advanced skills, but now just playing bronze then have advanced skills and not very advanced weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, yes. I think that some games already have a low LO queue where what that means is if you're the type of player that likes to quit out of games or troll your teammates or gets reported a lot, then some games put you in a queue where you will get matched with other people that also get reported a lot for that stuff. And I think put the
Smurfs all in one room.
Put the clowns in the same circus. Make them dance in the same ring.
And then make them all dressed like Smurfs.
Yeah.
You know what? I have a feeling that people would love that so much they would intentionally do it just so they can be running around as a Smurf. It's happened. There was one game. It was the Serious Sam game, and if you played a hacked version, there would be an immortal monster. I think it was a crab monster that attacked you, and some people would deliberately play a hacked version with that copy protection, simply because they wanted to see how long they could last against that thing. You know.
Oh yeah, yes, I remember what you're talking about. Yes, that thing was intense, and it was kind of funny watching videos where people would just try to survive it for as long as possible.
Yeah, I think it was a pink crab or something like that. It was a pink version of whatever monster it was.
It was like a centaur monster that had the lower body of a scorpion and had like hands of a like hands like pincers for arms, and like a bug head. But it was like a giant thing, and it would scream and chase you faster than you could ever run. And so
that's not a deterrent.
Yeah. And so people started trying to see, like, trigger it and then see how long they could survive it.
Yeah.
Because it chases you through the entire game. It goes, like, not even just in that level. It chases you level to level and tries to kill you the entire game.
You're not Pro Team. You're rewarding the player.
You've unlocked hard mode.
You unlock the cheaters mode, and people are cheating just to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, by the way, one last thing. I did see some newish footage of Haunted Chocolatier, and someone made a comment, which is an apt comment. They said, if Stardew Valley is Dark Souls, then Haunted Chocolatier is Elden Ring. Because basically, it is Stardew Valley plus. Except instead of a farm, you're making chocolate recipes. But you're still doing all the other same stuff, but the area is much bigger. And there's much more going on in it. So I'm trying to think that all these patches for Stardew Valley is basically Eric Barone saying, oh my god, I'm tired of chocolate. Let me just do something that's easy now for a bit.
Yeah, maybe so.
But anyways, it's supposed to come out 2026, so we'll see.
Haunted Chocolatier? I don't remember it ever getting a window. Let me see.
Yeah, it now has a sort of semi-specific window.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He hopes to release it within the next 5 years of 2025. So,
and he says as late as 2027.
Well,
I mean, that's speculation, not Eric Barone. Eric Barone said 2025, 2026.
The last time he said anything was 2 months ago. He hopes to have the game out within the next 5 years. So that would put us on a timeline for 2030.
Anyways, look for our show notes at gamingpodcast.net, along with industry news and our gaming history articles. We enjoy videos, so please comment on our blog at gamingpodcast.net. Also, hit us up at facebook.com/gamingpodcast. You can find me on Blue Sky at Jonah Falcon.
You can find me at Johnny Chugs.
You can find me at Charles the Sage.
And we will see you next week.
Happy gaming, everyone.
Have fun. Be cool. Play games, y'all.